Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Rex.
I'm Daniel.
He's a level 3 whiskey sommelier.
He's a master mooch.
And today we got, just settle. Overly dramatic.
freaking me out.
Overly dramatic.
You threw it right across my nose.
You doubt my skills.
Yes.
Even as
Yes, very regularly.
affirming as I am.
All right. So,
We're taking glee in the suffering of others.
Yes, we are. Byron Miner sent me 2 whiskeys, and by me, I mean just me. These are not for Rex. Thank you, Byron.
Say it with your mouth. Who's this for?
Daniel. These are from Buellton, California. Let's see if I can bore him into submission. Byron Rex took all my whiskey. And, he's leaving? All right, it's time to get out the Macallan M.
That'd be a threat if you could reach it.
That's actually true. I had to use a step ladder. It's too tall.
Byron
Miner.
You, regardless of what Daniel says,
Regardless.
are a magnificent bastard.
Okay, so one of these, let's do one at a time. One is a wheated bourbon and one is a port barrel finished bourbon. So we're gonna start with wheated so we don't ruin our palate with sweetness. This is bottle 204 from batch 1 of their bourbon. Can you believe that? People are sending us really new stuff these days. I mean, first releases. So these guys were sourcing a lot of their stuff.
Right.
They're even sourcing the distillation at one point, I think. Anyway, they're in Buellton, California, which is by Solvang, California, which is Central Coast.
Right.
When I was living there, someone asked us, when I was living there, I was living in San Luis Obispo and the 5 cities area. Rio Grande, Pismo, Shell, Grover. This is a wheated bourbon.
Blown away by your list of places that you've lived.
This is aged in white American oak, 53 gallon for a minimum of 5 years. This is a 5-year-old bourbon.
Okay.
Wheat heavy. Now, the master distiller, man, you got a little wild there for a second.
You just...
What happened to positive Rex?
All
right.
He's not a facade. He's definitely in earnest, being positive. You got this, buddy.
This is Ow. You been working out? This is Steve Gertman is the master distiller, and he chose 8 barrels. They used those 8 barrels to make this whiskey.
Oh.
They got it down to...
Got a nice Fuji apple in the
45. It really is apple. My God, get a glass, John.
Fuji apple. Is this on the nose?
Yeah, but there's a sour funk back there behind there, but it's so far back there, it tastes more like an apple peel when you get that tannic slight bitterness to an apple. Whereas if you peel an apple, it's all sweet and pretty.
Does this smell like Wyoming to you?
Crap, it does.
Wyoming whiskey, not the state.
It sort of does. Now you're making me think black tea, because that's my eucalyptus Wyoming.
Yeah.
Dude, you are not wrong. I need to,
So I will.
She
She could do better.
did she change her? She changed her username.
Oh my God! The username. She could do better. Great Axe 3. So you really need to.
She owned it.
She
complained about it, but then she owned it.
Yeah, she did.
Dude, I actually have no clue where the Wyoming is.
I demand that Rex be demoted from Master Level Mooch. I have provided him with a personal-ish invite to join myself and a few other friends on the Bourbon Trail. In the invite, I said that we could raid my bar and attempt to have a few dozen bottle down ceremonies. And as proof that I actually mean a few dozen bottles, I have posted a photo of my bar and the tribe. He never even responded. Never saw it, man. There's like thousands of people. This is the first I'm hearing of this. Also, how many levels does he lose for turning down a mooching opportunity of that magnitude? You know what? At level infinity, you take away 100,000. Guess what level I still am? Also, I won't accept traditional excuses like my family or my work. We all know that Rex actually lives in a small apartment with only 4 items in it. The computer, a cabinet full of whiskey, a kiddie pool full of ice and beer, and a lawn chair in the middle of the pool. That sounds amazing, actually.
I know.
That sounds...
I was thinking, you just described Rex's dream life.
That sounds fantastic. Yeah, I would like miss the wife and kids, but just as like a, you know, just a little. A week-long break.
Yeah, just a little.
Just 4 things in an apartment. So, wait a minute, is this...
You were right in the smell.
Is this Great X3's girlfriend, or is this somebody busting Great X3's balls?
No, that's his girlfriend.
That's his girlfriend.
So, at least I think it is. Here, you were right in the nose.
Yeah.
You're wrong in the taste.
I haven't tasted it yet. Dude, bang on the nose.
This is one of the smoothest young whiskeys I've ever tried.
Damn.
And 5 is not that young. But you see what I mean?
Well, I haven't tried the Wyoming again. Hold on.
Wait, no, this is the Wyoming.
That's the Wyoming?
A little spikier.
A little bit, but it's not wildly wrong. Very much the same.
If you remove the spike, you're right in line.
No, this is 20%, man. This is no more than 20%. This could be as little as 15% difference between them.
But I tell you, that wheat heavy, it makes for a freakishly smooth whiskey.
Yeah, I really like it.
Did I pour you some of this?
Yeah. Thanks, yeah.
What do you think? Pretty smooth, right?
Yeah.
Bubba Wilson, hey guys, I've been watching the channel for a while now, and being a bartender in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and a whiskey lover, I found the videos both extremely helpful and entertaining.
Yes.
So much so that myself and some other bartender friends, all of whom have expertise in different aspects of bartending, are considering putting together our own channel, exhibiting all sorts of different aspects of the modern bar experience, showcasing whiskeys, talking about cocktails, how to gateway into craft beers, etc. Oh, did the thing come off? The ball is, man, just son of a, do you see the skills that this guy has, because
Level
3.
30.
But you know what? He swings a hammer like a 5. Luckily, one of the bars a few of us work at is willing to let us use their space and spirits.
That's a big deal.
To record videos, and they're considering allowing us to partake in the whiskeys and other beverages for free if we mention in the videos where we are recording the videos, turning this into an amazing mooching experience. Yes, it is. My question is, what advice can you give for making a channel like this get off the ground? What should we avoid, and what should we focus on? Thanks.
This is a question for Rex.
Okay.
Now, first, I want you to take a break.
Yeah.
And this is the port barrel finished bourbon.
Okay.
So they took the bourbon.
Yeah.
They finished it in port barrels.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it just smells like port barrel finished bourbon. I mean, not remarkable, not spiky, just one note.
This is special.
Yeah.
That's what you would expect.
Okay. That's what I haven't tasted it yet.
Yeah. Barrel, port finish.
Yeah. It's an overly sweet bourbon.
Yeah.
It almost makes me think that the whiskey he chose to start with before he finished it in port was already sweet.
Yeah.
And so it tastes like sweet stacked on sweet. You want to try this?
Sure.
No, I prefer this a lot.
Yeah. Now the wheated bourbon, I would keep in the house.
Mm-hmm.
The port finish is a dessert whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm struggling with things to say about this beyond port whiskey barrel finish.
Yeah, it's just overly sweet.
Imagine that, and it's in the
because
bottle.
remember, Angel's Envy is a port finished whiskey, but it actually has complexity behind the port finish.
I just want to talk about this Fuji apple.
Yeah, let's come back.
Fuji apple black tea.
So your glass I moved right down there is the original one.
Okay. Bubba Wilson and anybody else interested in starting channels. The main thing that really gives a channel momentum, and it sounds like this is going to be a punch in the nose. It is a lot of content, just the quantity of content, and everybody's like, well, quality over quantity. It's like, kind of.
Not in social media.
Yeah. if you're putting out content that is pretty damn good, but rock solid, you don't miss a day, and you're never going more than a couple of days without something new, you can get momentum. Most people, though, they dabble. And if you're not like the very first person in a niche, then you're going to struggle trying to make a name for yourself if you're periodically coming out with stuff. So consistency and a release schedule that people can make part of their routine.
And consistency has to do with, why does consistency matter? Because you mentioned to me it had to do with habits of viewers.
No, if you go even a week, man. I mean, it used to be once a week and you could get into somebody's routine. There's so many distractions now. If you're not doing at least 2 to 3 episodes a week, it's going to be very hard for somebody to remember you by the time you have another episode. But that's why we do daily. It's like, look, if this is something that's interesting to you, we want to become, we want to be so available with new stuff that we just become part of your daily experience. Even if you only watch like 2 to 4 episodes a week and don't catch every single one, that's fine.
But you know that it happens.
But you know it's there.
Yeah.
And beyond that, if you can do rock solid consistency that people can rely on, and you're doing your efficient productions, because that's why most people don't do it. They spend way too long shooting and editing and planning, and it's just not sustainable. So if you can do it efficiently, you can do it consistently, then you need a big bucket of.
Now, I will also tell you, this is what Rex always tells me. Dude, he says, hey, come up with something for this episode. And then after we're done, Rex says, dude, you came up with 5 episodes.
Right.
And we had to cram it into 1. So
Don't overthink it.
don't overthink it. One interesting idea is enough for a 10-minute video.
Yeah, and what I say, a big bucket of shit, most people, they get it in their head that they need to be so expert and so professional that they don't just let their hair down and have fun. And if you want somebody to develop a relationship with you, then you kind of can't put on airs, right? It's a big bucket of shit. And I told Daniel, look, man, this isn't live. We can edit stuff out that it should never see the light of day. But to go into any kind of production with that kind of energy and that kind of momentum, then you're going to get good stuff. But you don't have anything good to work with if, moment by moment, you're self-editing and you're constantly worried about, do I look good and smart and capable doing this? Fuck that shit. People don't want to spend time with that.
Yeah, this is why 3 out of 5 of our weekly videos have easily Googleable mistakes about where whiskey's from, how to pronounce something.
Right.
Yeah.
So make it efficient, make it consistent, and jump into a big bucket of man. Yeah. And
Are we good?
We are good, and it makes it more fun too because you get to be yourself, and people respond to that, and you're not having to pretend to be something you're not every time you make a damn video.
That's true. All right, I think I'm good with the weeded. I'm going out with the weeded.
I'm going with weeded.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
You fight, may you fight for friends.
If you steal, may you steal a lover's heart.
If you drink,
may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.